Hello, and thank you for joining us for another video in our Youth Cooking School series. My name is Bailey Allen, and I am a community worker for the SNAP Education Department at the University of Illinois Extension. Today I'm going to be teaching you all about how to safely use a knife when chopping, mincing, dicing, and all of the other ways of cutting. We're going to go over the types of knives and how to safely use them and the other supplies that we might need when cutting up foods. I'm excited to join you today. Let's get started.
The first knife that we're going to be talking about today is our chef's knife. So our chef's knife is 8 to 10 inches long, and as you can see, it is wide at the base and tapers off towards the end. A chef's knife is used for slicing, dicing, mincing, various foods like fruits and vegetables. The next knife that we're going to be talking about is our paring knife. So as you can see, our paring knife is much smaller. It's usually about 2 to 4 inches long. And these knives are used for peeling fruits and vegetables and also removing stems and cores. And the final knife that we're going to be talking about is our serrated knife. So as you can see, our serrated knife is also they're usually about 8 to 10 inches long. And they have scalloped edges. And these scalloped edges help them to saw through different foods. So these knives are used for cutting soft foods like tomatoes and bread, and then we can also use them to cut through tougher foods like steak and chicken and different protein sources.
Now that we've talked about the different types of knives, we're going to talk about some other supplies that we might need when cutting. So the first thing is that we're going to need a cutting board. A clean cutting board at that. So we need a cutting board so that we don't cut or damage the tops of our tables or our countertops. Some cutting boards might slide around the table, and to prevent this, what we can do is take a kitchen towel, dampen it with some water, and lay it out flat, and then we'll just place our cutting board right on top of there. This will keep the cutting board from sliding around, which can prevent you from cutting yourself.
Now that we have our cutting board set up, we're going to select the knife that we'll be using for our first cutting demonstration. The first item that we're going to be cutting is this watermelon radish. So a watermelon radish, as you can see, it is pink on the inside and green on the outside, just like a watermelon. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our knife in our dominant hand, and one thing you want to remember is that the tip of your knife should never leave your cutting board. As you can see, it's a lot less likely that you'll cut yourself if you cut in this manner rather than taking it on and off of the board. So I've cut one end off of our radish already, and what we're going to do is slice it down the middle so that we'll have two flat edges. That way we can stabilize our food. So you always want to hold your fruit or vegetable in a claw manner. This way, if you do nick yourself, it will be just your knuckles. If you cut this way, you're a lot more likely to slice your finger, and that can be really damaging. So we're going to hold it in our claw mannerism, and we are going to slice down. Now we have two flat edges, and from here, we can easily slice our vegetable without it rolling around. And there we go. So these look like nice little watermelon slices. It's really fun. Next knife that we're going to be using is our paring knife. So like we said earlier, our paring knife is good for slicing small fruits and vegetables, taking stems off of fruits and vegetables, and peeling. So I have a already washed strawberry here. Strawberries are in season right now, so these are a really great fruit to buy. And what we're going to do is we're going to place it on our cutting board again. And again, we're going to use that claw hand technique. And we're going to take our knife and, keeping the tip on the cutting board, slice right down. And we have a stemless strawberry. The final knife that we're going to be using is our serrated knife. So as we talked about earlier, our serrated knife is good for cutting through soft materials because we can use that sawing technique. So what we're going to do is we have a hot dog bun here and we are going to take that claw technique again. You want to use this every time that you cut. And we're going to take our knife, place it at the top, and we're going to saw through our bread. And as you can see, it gives you a nice clean cut. The reason that we like using serrated knives instead of one of our other knives for this, I'll give you a demonstration, is because whenever we use these knives, we push straight down, and as you can see, it collapses our bread and it squishes it down, so it's not as nice and clean of a cut. So just to review what we learned today, we learned all about our chef's knife, our paring knife, and our serrated knife. We learned that we should always use a clean cutting board and that we can put a damp towel underneath of it to keep it from slipping. We always need to use our claw hand shape while slicing so that we don't cut our fingers. And it's important to always be extra cautious when we're using knives. Knives are used in a lot of recipes for mincing, dicing, and slicing foods, so it's important that we know how to safely use them. Another great tip for using a knife safely is to not talk or try to watch anything while you're cutting. This way, we'll be less likely to cut our fingers because we're paying attention. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you guys all next time.